Welcome children, take out your Real English book, Part 7, Chapter 15, Helen Keller. Captain Arthur Keller and Kate Adams Keller lived in Tuscumbia, a small town in northwest Alabama, USA. Now, see, Helen Keller was a famous author. Now, her father's name was Captain Arthur Keller and mother Kate Adams Keller. They lived in Tuscumbia. It is a small town in northwest Alabama, USA. They were blessed with a baby girl on 27th June 1880. Now, Helen Keller, when she was born on 27th of June 1880. They named her Helen. She was a healthy child and her parents enjoyed watching her grow. Now, Helen Keller, when she was born, she was very healthy child and her parents were overjoyed to see her growing day by day. The family was not a rich one. Captain Keller was earlier in the army and later he earned a living as both a cotton plantation owner and editor of the weekly local newspaper. Now, they do not belong from very rich family. Now, Helen's father, Captain Keller, earlier he was in the army and afterwards he earned a living as both a cotton plantation owner and even an editor of a weekly local newspaper, the North Alabamian. Helen's mother also worked on the plantation. Now, Helen's mother even worked on the plantation. When Helen was 19 months old, she fell ill. Now, at the age of 19 months, what happened? Helen fell ill. The doctor said that she was suffering from brain fever. When the fever subsided, Helen appeared to be well. Now, what the doctor said? Doctor said that she was suffering from brain fever and when the fever subsided, what happened? Helen, she was looking as if she has become well. But unfortunately, in reality, she was far from that. But unfortunately, what happened? And in reality, she was very far away from that. Helen stopped responding to sounds, sights and simple action. Now, Helen, what happened? Helen stopped responding to the sounds, sights and even to the simple action. She did not blink while staring at the sunlight. Now what happened? She never used to blink while looking at the sunlight. She neither responded to her parents' clap nor to the bright lamp that her mother brought in front of her. Now she never used to show any reaction, never to show if her father used to clap, she never used to show any response. Now if her mother used to bring some bright lamp in front of her, she never used to show some reaction. It was evident to the Keller that Helen has become both blind and deaf. Now what happened? This shows that the Keller family means Helen's parents came to know that Helen had become both blind and deaf. The challenges and hurdles ahead for the parents and the child were not easy to overcome. Now Helen had to face challenges and hurdles of life. This were ahead, and the parents and the child. It was not very easy to overcome. The years that followed were painful and traumatizing, not only for the Helen but also her family. Now, the year which was following, what happened? It was not only painful, but it was also very shocking. It was very upsetting, not only for Helen but also for her family. Helen became a very difficult child. Now, Helen, what type of child became? She became very difficult child. Threw tantrums and screamed at everybody. Now, she always used to threw tantrums. That means behave very angrily and always she used to scream at everyone. Her behavior became unreasonable and it upset Keller. Now, her behavior, it became very rude, unreasonable. And so, Helen's parents always remained upset. People known to the family advised them that she should be put to an institution for the disabled. Now, people advised Helen's family to put Helen to an institution for the disabled. Children refused to play with her and Helen became ill-tempered, miserable and lonely child. Now, no children used to play with her. All children refused to play with her and Helen, what she became? She became very ill-tempered, she became miserable and even she became a very lonely child. Now, with a heavy heart, her mother would say, Helen's behavior is getting worse. Now, with a very heavy heart, what Helen's mother used to say? Helen's mother used to say that Helen's behavior, what it is becoming? It is becoming too worse. What should we do? Now, The soft-hearted father would simply reply, "We cannot punish a child who doesn't understand what she is doing and what she should do." Now, Helen's father was very soft-hearted person, always used to say, and for this reason he simply used to say that, and it is not possible for a child to punish her who doesn't know what she is doing or what she should do. The Kellers now needed professional guidance. They wrote about Helen to Dr. Michael Anagas, director of the Perkins Institute for the Blind in Boston in Manchester. Now, Keller's family, what they need? They needed one professional guidance. So they wrote to Helen. So they wrote about Helen to Dr. Michael Anagas, who was the director of Perkins Institute for the Blind in Boston, Manchester. Michael Anagas considered Helen's case and immediately recommended a former student of the institution to be Helen's teacher. Now, Michael Anagas, what he did? He read the case and then he immediately recommended one former student of the institution to be Helen's teacher. She was Annie Sullivan, the lady who changed Helen's life. Now, who was she? She was Annie Sullivan. Now, she was the lady who changed Helen's life. Annie had poor vision herself, but she was keen to work and earn a living on her own. Now, Amy, once she also had a very poor eyesight, but she was very much interested to work and earn her own living. So she accepted the job of being Helen's teacher, and for this reason what happened, she accepted that she would be Helen's teacher. On 3rd March 1887, Annie arrived at the house of Tuscumbia and met Helen Keller. Now what happened? On 3rd March 1887, Annie came to Helen's house in Tuscumbia and then met Helen Keller. Annie started teaching Helen to fingerspell. Now Annie, how she started to teach her? So with the help of fingers, she started to fingerspell. She taught her the language of touch. Now, how she used to teach her? The language by touching everything. Once Helen was playing with a doll. Annie spelled the word doll, that is D-O-L-L. Now, once what happened? Helen, she was playing with a doll. At that time, Annie spelled the word doll, that is D-O-L-L, on Helen's palm. This was the first word that Helen learned to spell, and this doll, it was the first word that Helen had learned to spell. With great patience and dedication, Annie continued with her teaching. Now, with great patience and dedication, Annie, what happened? She continued her teaching. When Helen petted the cat, Annie wrote C-A-T on her. Now, when Helen petted the cat, Annie, what she used to write? She used to write the spelling of cat on her palm. And when she drank milk, she felt the milk being written on her palm. And when she used to drink the milk, what happened? She used to drink the milk. She used to write milk on her palm. This helped Helen to learn the concept of various things, and she found a novel way to communicate with others. Now what happened? This helped Helen to learn various things, and what happened? She found a very good way to communicate with others. Annie had to work on Helen's behavior too. Now Annie, what she had to do? Annie had to work to improve Helen's behavior too. Helen was rude to people. Helen, what she was very rude to people. Moreover, her impolite table manners and her social behavior needed attention. Moreover, what she needed? That was her impolite table manners, and even her social behavior, it needed some attention. Annie insisted that Helen should dress herself and brush her own hair. Now, Annie always used to insist Helen that she should dress herself and brush her own hair. All this training required great skill and patience. Now, all these teachings, what Miss Annie Sullivan was giving, it needed very great patience. Each time Helen disobeyed or misbehaved, Annie punished her by not talking with her. Now, each time Helen, whenever she used to disobey or misbehave, Annie used to punish her by not talking to her. Helen's communication with the world was largely through Annie, and so she hated the idea of Annie becoming angry with her. Now, Helen's communication with the world, it was through Annie, and so she didn't like the idea that Annie would become angry with her. Soon Helen learned to obey and behave well. Soon what happened? She learned to obey and even behave well. Annie took Helen for walks, and they did horse riding. Now Annie, she used to take Helen for walks, and both of them used to do horse riding. Helen enjoyed Annie's companionship, and Helen, she always used to enjoy Annie's companionship. Now, take out your diary, write chapter 15, Helen Keller, page 93 and 94, explain, homework, revise it. And with this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.